Hi guys! Today we're going to talk really quickly about globes and maps, what they're for, you probably know, how they can be used, and what sort of information can be found on a globe or a map. So the most accurate way to depict the Earth is using a globe. This is our best choice for general overall understanding of the big picture of where we are. Um, a globe is spherical, right? So it's shaped the way our Earth is, more or less. And it gives us a true picture, mostly, of where things are located, um, how to directions one way to the other to get from point A to point B, big scale, where we are in relation to other parts of the world. Globes give us that big picture. It also helps us to get an overview of the shape of a landmass, um, how it looks, its features, where it meets the ocean, etc. So a lot of valuable information about continents and bodies of water can be found just by quickly looking at a globe. Globes mostly are proportionately correct. Again, meaning we can have a general understanding of where things are located in the world, what direction things are in comparison to other. So maps or globes are really good for that. Maps are more useful when we're looking in more detail. So you've looked at maps on your phone, in a big fold out map on a wall somewhere, and you know that you can find a lot of information on a map. So unlike globes, maps can be used to show us small areas, right? So for example, I know you can't really see these, but these are important cities, large capital cities, that these maps give us more detailed looks at the city, things that we can't find on a globe. They show the smaller areas in better, more greater detail. Usually, you probably use a map to find a place, to figure out how to get to a place, um, or to determine how far away is something, how long is it going to take me to get there. But maps really can be used for a lot of different types of information. Um, and as history students, we can use them to learn a lot of things, not just where things are. So most commonly, probably think of these maps as showing us political boundaries, right? Outside of how to get from point A to point B, they show us political boundaries, right? So for example, this map here, South America, the different colors, it shows us the different countries within that continent. Those are the political borders. It might also show us a capital city, but it helps us find where countries are, and who they border, and those political border things that are important for us to understand when looking at where things are happening. But again, they can be also used to show us lots of different information. This map here shows Europe, and it's depicted by languages. Again, I know you can't see it, but get the idea that by looking at this map, we can determine what languages are spoken. Those colors might not match the political borders. So we have to be careful and make sure that we understand what the map is showing us and not just make assumptions, because this doesn't match the political borders. It's showing us languages. They can also show us things like population. Um, this particular map here shows westward expansion over time. So even though it's a map, it's helping us to understand chronologically what happened also. So again, a lot of different information that can be learned. The different colors represent different time periods in westward expansion in the United States. Um, Cartographers are the people who make maps. That's what they're called. And cartographers use a variety of techniques. They use mathematic formulas, they use projections to create maps based on what our planet looks like and what they're trying to show. They figure out how to project that into a map. They have to take something that is three-dimensional and they have to flatten it onto a two-dimensional space, something either onto a globe or something flat like a map. So when they do this, the curves of our planet become stretched out and a little bit distorted. And as a result, again, we need to always be aware of what we're looking at and understand that there are different ways that map makers do this. There are hundreds of types of map projections. So not only things that maps can tell us, but ways that maps look. Hundreds of different ways that map makers do this. There are a few common ones that you probably recognize. One is called a planar projection, and it would be like if the map maker, the cartographer, took the globe and kind of just sliced a piece off and was showing you the round portion. So here is an image of Antarctica in that style. Just a slice off the globe. This is what it looks like. Again, it could be really useful for looking at that particular part of the globe or part of the earth. It might distort other things if we were to look at it only from that perspective, but it can be useful depending on what we're trying to see. Another really common way to project information that you're probably used to is called a cylindrical map. And this is a good example of a cylindrical map. Looks like something you've seen before. The idea with this is that I could roll it like this, and it would sort of kind of look like the globe, right? It gives us, we're unrolling it to make a flat projection of what the globe shows us. One last example I want to give you is a conic map. And if you think of a cone, I don't have an exact example to show you, but if you think of a cone, when you think of this type of map, it's often shaped like this, or it might be a smaller, like a quarter of this, or rather a half, right? Something smaller. That if you were to take the map and make the edges meet, that would give you a projection this way. And since you can't have this on a computer screen or in a textbook, it has to be flat. These types of maps often look like this, but when you're looking at them, you can envision that they would attach. So just a reminder, maps, they're super useful for us day to day because they help us get where we want to go. But as historians and as students of history, we need to remember to use maps as resources, to treat them just like any other resource, to use them for information, look at them critically, and help them in our study of people, places, and time. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.